Hey everybody, today is Monday, December 11th, 2023, and we are here in Pooler, Georgia, a town I can definitely say I have never been to before. I've driven through Pooler, Georgia before, but I've never actually pulled over and stopped in this town before. But the reason why we are out here today is because we are here at the National Museum of the Mighty 8th Air Force, which unfortunately is closed today as it is, my voice went weird there for a second, as it is Monday. But that's okay, because I did not actually stop here to go into the museum and take a look at what's inside there. That'll be something I have to do at another time and date. I would love to go inside there and see the full museum, but I don't have time to do that today. I'm heading back to Pennsylvania, so I just need to stop off quickly and take a look at what it is that I've always wanted to take a look at. It's early in the morning. As many times as I've driven up and down Interstate 95 through Pooler, Georgia, I have seen one of these off to the side of the highway and thought I have to pull over and check this out sometime. Turns out they don't have just one of these, they have a couple of these, and I am pretty excited to check these out with you guys. We've got bombers right here, some jets that are within the parking lot. There's one up front that I really want to check out. That's the one I've driven past many times before, but there are these very large jets out here parked off to the side that one can come out here and take a look at, whether you are just driving through and want to take a quick stop, maybe stretch your legs and just take a quick look, a quick gander at the jets. You can do that because they are free and out here just to take a look at. And we are going to take a look at some of these today because they are pretty awesome looking. I am very happy I decided to pull over here and check these out. Again, there is one up front that I've seen a million times from the highway that I definitely want to see, but it's a extra little bonus that there are more of these we can take a look at. When I pulled into the parking lot and I saw these, I was pretty excited to know that we will not be taking a look at just one bomber today. We'd be taking a look at a couple of them. So before we start taking a look at these jets, let me just say that I don't really know very much about them. I'm sure many of you watching right now probably are a lot more knowledgeable when it comes to things like this, and that's fantastic. That's amazing. I'm not going to try and pretend like I really know what it is I'm talking about. I'm just going to take a look at these with you. There is some information right here on these plaques. This is the McDonnell F4C Phantom. Look at that. A masterpiece of engineering. The F4 was originally designed for use on board Navy aircraft carriers. In 1962, the Air Force adopted a ground attack version of the F4 after it had easily outperformed its F-106 in head-to-head competition. So pretty awesome. Originally designed for use aboard Navy aircraft carriers. So at one point, this one right here may have actually sat on an aircraft carrier. There you go. Pretty neat. And you can get right up next to these and actually touch them. Look at that. You can legitimately touch these aircrafts here. That is really awesome. I'm guessing that's some kind of radar right there. Again, I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about, but I think maybe this right here is some kind of radar, perhaps in the front of the jet. I believe this is the air intake right here for the jets. Look at that. This is so cool. I don't know what this giant thing is on the wing. Is this? I mean, it's obviously not a bomb. Is this like where the fuel was held? Comments down below. I've always wondered. I've always seen these things on the side of the wings, and I've never really known. Speaking of jets, there's like one going through the air right now somewhere. I can hear it. I can hear it up in the sky. So is this where they held the fuel? Or I don't know. I believe the actual bombs would have been maybe held right here, or the rockets or whatever would have been held right there. But this, I believe, is where perhaps the fuel was held. Like I said, I don't actually know, not going to pretend like I do know. You guys can leave those comments down below. You can actually see underneath here. Look at the wings, look at that. All the different rivets. Wow, that is so cool. It's so thin too. There's not much I mean, look at that. There's not much going on with that wing. It's a very, very thin sheet of metal. To think this thing's flying through the air like 4 bajillion, not quite that fast, but really, really fast through the air. I'm guessing, could this reach Mach? Could this go faster than the speed of sound? Probably. But to think it's going to either that fast or just crazy, ridiculously fast through the air. And this is it. This thin sheet of metal here. That's all that's making this thing fly. If that thing just ripped off the side of the plane, that would be it. But that's all it needs. Crazy. And again, you can see underneath here as well. Look at that. Pretty cool. Here's the actual engine. Wow. These things like expand. I don't know if you've ever seen that in the movies or in a documentary. This is pretty cool. And to think about how hot this metal gets here. Don't know what this is made of, but it's got to be made of something that can withstand crazy heat coming out of there. There's the tail fins. This is really, really cool to be up so close and just taking a look at this, standing right next to this. That is awesome. Wow, this, okay, so this is not the side to take a look at. I'm guessing they probably come out here and power wash these every so often to make them presentable. Clearly they only power wash one side. This side is it's not looking as pretty. It's a little green on this side, more so than just the paint. But wow, that is pretty awesome. That is cool. The fact that we get to come right up to this and take a look at this, that is amazing. Look at that. Look at the emblem on there. That is cool. But all right, that's just one plane we can take a look at. Danger, ejection seat and canopy. Wow. USAF Academy class of 67. Pretty amazing. But again, that's just one of the jets we're going to take a look at. We're going to take a look at this one next, and then, I don't know, maybe head towards up front. I don't know how many jets are out here. Maybe just one. Did I just say maybe one? Maybe just the 3 I know about. Maybe more. Definitely more than one. Again, it's early in the morning. All right, so our next jet over here is considerably smaller. This one here, this is a, wow, what does that say? Oh man, Mikoyan? I don't know. Gurevich, so is this Russian? Introduced in 1951, the MiG, oh, this is a MiG-17, remains on frontline duty with many Warsaw Pact countries and their client states well into the 1980s. Developed too late for the Korean War, the MiG-17 saw action in Vietnam and in several of the African and Middle East conflicts of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So, yeah, it says this version of the MiG-17 is fitted with the Kilmov VK-1 engine, a Soviet copy of the Rolls-Royce. So, again, I'm not pretending like I really know much about these, but I'm guessing of Russian design. I would assume. I don't really know. You guys can leave your comments down below if you are familiar with the MiG-17. I've heard of it, but I don't really know the history so much of this. But look at that. So I believe it's just for. I always thought these were, again, I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about, but I see stuff like this. I think that was for, these are like lightning rods, right? Or am I completely wrong about that? What are these little things on the wings for? I always just assumed, oh, that's to help with lightning, right? If you're flying through the air and there's a storm, you gotta have issues with that. So that helps protect from lightning. Again, I don't know. You guys can leave the comments down below. But look at the design on the wings, the fins there. That is pretty Cool. I like jumped for a second. I saw the headrest up there. Thought it was an actual head. Obviously, it wouldn't have been a human, like a real human's head. It would have been just a dummy or something like that. But still freaked me out for a second. I thought there was an actual head inside there. But look at that. Again, the air intake. It's crazy to think that they kind of just sat above all that. I mean, it's a really weird, interesting design, but it's also, I mean, very, I don't know, very smart. That is cool. This is pretty neat. So by all means, leave the comments down below about the MiG 17 here, if you guys are more familiar with it. Am I right? Is it like a Soviet like design? Are these lightning rods? If they are, or if they're not, let me know. Leave the comments down below. But all right, so I really want to get to the front of the building to take a look at the plane that sits up there. But I'm noticing a fence, so we might not be able to actually take a look at that plane today, which is going to kind of bug me. There you go. Look at the jet. It's crazy that the air just going through the plane from the front straight through the back. You can see the actual engine in there that would spin around. That is cool. This is neat. I think we get right up next to it. It's like such like a light, like aluminum, I'm guessing. Is that what the planes are made out of? Again, leave the comments down below, but it's very light. Whatever that is, it's very like light feeling metal. All right, that is pretty awesome. But okay, I want to figure out how to get up front, but I'm starting to get the feeling that we might not be able to. And if we can, maybe we'll have to go around the other side of the building. But I am seeing I hope these people aren't trying to see the museum, because they cannot. But anyway, I don't know if we're going to be able to see the plane up front, which is the main plane I came out here to see. But at the very least, we are getting to see these two planes, and that's awesome. And again, I hear, oh, there it is. Oh, it's not a jet. It's an airplane. Look at that. There's an airplane going through the air. But there's a jet way, way, way up there, if you guys can see that. So I'm guessing there's an airport around here somewhere. But all right, anyway, that is awesome. That is cool. But let's see if we can maybe, possibly get up front. Even though the museum's closed today, there must be some kind of event going on, because people are getting dropped off. There's cars pulling into the parking lot. There's a whole bunch of cars parked on the side of the building as well today. So I don't know what's going on, but again, the museum's closed. I did double check, and yes, they are closed on Mondays, but I guess maybe they hold some kind of events or something. Some guy with like a Navy hat went in there, so maybe some kind of thing for ex-military. I have no idea what's going on, but again, some kind of event is happening, and I'm starting to think, now that I've walked around the side of the building, we might not be able to see the jet out front. I was really hoping we'd get to see the jet that I've driven past so many times before, the one jet that I really wanted to take a look at, because I see it from the interstate every time I drive to and from Florida to Pennsylvania and back and forth. But I'm thinking today we might not get to do that, because this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing shipping containers. I'm seeing another fence, and I don't think there's any way to get to that jet without actually going to the museum, which is something I want to do eventually. But again, today they're closed, and even if they were open, I don't really have time to do the museum. So, I mean, it's an excuse to come back, but I really wanted to see the jet out front, so I'll be honest, I'm slightly bummed. All right, so good news, bad news. The bad news is we're not going to be able to see the jet that sits in the front of the property, at least not up close anyway, because from what I can tell, you do actually have to go through the museum to see this jet. So again, we're gonna have to come back out here some other time, actually tour the museum, because I really want to see, well, I want to see what's inside the museum, but on top of that, I really want to see this jet that sits out front as well. You can see it's pretty awesome looking. It's huge. It's definitely the biggest out of all three of these jets, and it sits right in front of the property, right off of the highway. I have seen that jet so many times, and that right there is the jet I pulled over for. That's the one, that's the bomber I pulled over to actually check out. But unfortunately, again, it's behind gates that specifically say no trespassing, so we are not going to be able to take a look at the jet up close today. But the good news is we did get to see other jets. So yes, we're not seeing the one I specifically came out here to take a look at, but as an extra added bonus, we did get to see these two amazing jets that sit in the parking lot of the museum. So that was awesome. That was cool. I'm still happy I pulled over. And again, I'm not really all that bummed because I want to get back out here. I want to see the inside of the museum. And since I want to see that jet pretty badly, that's more incentive, if you will, to get back out here and to actually tour the museum, take a look at it, and get up front to take a look at the jet that sits out there. So will we be back? Yes, eventually. I don't know when, but at some point I'm coming back out here because I will see that jet, and I will take you guys along with me to see that jet. We will see that jet one of these days. And in case you're wondering, thanks to a quick Google search, that's a B-47 Stratojet that sits up there. It's another bomber, B-47 Stratojet. That is what that is. And man, I really want to take a look at that because it is quite gigantic. It is a really awesome looking jet. But all right, guys, again, that is going to do it. Unfortunately, we cannot take a look at the Stratojet today, but we did get to see the MiG-17 and the other plane over here that I've already forgotten the name of. It's an F something, right? Again, I've already forgotten. Like I said, I'm not going to pretend like I know all the historical information about these jets because I really don't. But I am fascinated by them. I do love them. I do think they're awesome and amazing. And I think it's really cool you can come out here to see these. Definitely something I would say if you have a child, bring them out here to see these, even if it's on a Monday and the museum's closed, or maybe you don't have the money to go into the museum, or perhaps for some reason you just don't want to do the museum. Maybe your children don't really want to go through a museum. I get it. I don't know if my 9-year-old would really want to go to the museum, but I can guarantee you he would love to come out here and see the jet. So if you do have a child, definitely bring them out here. Yeah, this is a F-4C Phantom. That's what that was. So pretty awesome, pretty cool. If you guys have ever been out here, leave your comments down below. Have you seen the Stratojet? Did you get to go up front? Did you go through the museum, tour the museum, and then you got to see the epic plane, the jet that sits out front of the museum? If you have, leave your comments down below. I want to hear from you guys. And how epic and awesome is the museum inside as well? I want to hear about that because, again, I want to come back out here and I want to tour the museum. I want to see what's inside there, and I really want to get out front to see that Stratojet. That is pretty cool. But all right, guys, with that, I'm gonna let you go. So like I said, if you do just want to stop by and you just want to quickly, like I said, stretch your legs, if you're driving through the area, or you just want to see the jets, these are free to see. The two jets that sit out here in the parking lot, they are free to just come out here and take a look at. So if you want to see them, or maybe you have a small child who's into this sort of thing, or you think would find this kind of thing interesting, and you just want to make a really quick stop, you can definitely do that. Pretty awesome to stop out here and see these. But I would recommend actually going inside, giving them your money, taking a tour of the museum, and then going out front and seeing what I have yet to see, the Stratojet that sits out there. Pretty awesome, amazing place. And we will definitely at some point be back to take the full tour and to see the jet, the bomber, out front. But all right, guys, again, that is going to do it. So as always, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, Check down below for links to Patreon. If you guys do become a patron, I will send you a postcard every single month from the road. Also check down below for a link to Spreadshirt, where you guys can pick up retro rest stop t-shirts. Proceeds both from Spreadshirt and from Patreon do help support the show. They do keep the show going. It helps bring us out to awesome and amazing places like this. So I really do appreciate the help, really do appreciate the support. And if you guys watch this video all the way until the very end, hashtag I love jets. Hashtag I love jets. If you guys watch this video all the way until the very end, because you know what? I do love jets. These are epic. These are awesome. I highly, highly recommend pulling off the interstate, stopping out here, checking these out. These are really, really cool. But all right, guys, I have so much more driving to do, probably about a good day's worth of driving until I get back to Pennsylvania. So I gotta hop into Vanabelle, hit the road, make my way back to the very, very cold state of the very cold northern state of Pennsylvania. I actually live in southeastern Pennsylvania, but anyway, I have to head back home. I'm not looking forward to it. So again, guys, we are here at the National Museum of the Mighty 8th Air Force. Looks like they're gonna be doing some expansion and improvements. That is pretty cool. Whole new facade, interiors, all kinds of cool stuff coming to this museum. And like I said, we will absolutely at some point be back. Maybe come 2025, I'll stop back out here and we'll see the whole new museum they've got going on inside. But all right, that's gonna do it, guys. That is it. I've got to hit the road. I also have to get myself some breakfast. I'm seeing a sign for Cracker Barrel right there. I'm thinking maybe it's time for some Mama's French toast. So, all right, guys, again, that is going to do it. So like I said, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you guys do hit that subscribe button or you are subscribed, then I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.